представительства Японской финансовой корпорации Японского банка Международного сотрудничества. Тема выступления – экономическая деятельность Японского банка Международного сотрудничества, связанная с освоением шельфа. Пожалуйста.
Thank you very much for inviting me to today's conference to make a presentation. My name is Hiroshi Ivao, I'm Chief Representative in Moscow at Japan Bank International Corporation, JBIC. My presentation today is JBIC's activities for offshore upstream development. Firstly, on JBIC's achievements in offshore upstream development area. The pages from 4 to 6 show that in the past 5 years, JBIC has supported offshore upstream projects totaling 22 projects. Starting from the breaking through Russian Sakhalin 2 Phase 2 projects, we have covered Russia, Kazakhstan, UK, Norway, Australia, Egypt, Qatar, and Brazil. There are various types of projects: LNG projects, offshore oil and gas field development, natural gas treatment facilities, FPSO operation, oil drillship project, offshore support vessel project. This is a map which shows the major projects which JBIC has supported. We have covered major offshore oil and gas fields over the world, such as Russian Far East, Caspian Sea, North Sea, Middle East, Southeast Asia, offshore Australia, the Gulf of Mexico, and Brazilian Campos offshore field. Next topic: what kind of offshore upstream development project will JBIC support? Fundamental requirements Japanese companies is involved as investor or exporter in the offshore upstream development projects. If several conditions are satisfied, JBIC can apply to the project Natural Resources Development Finance, which is the most beneficial loan program among JBIC's financial products. Typical projects to which Natural Resources Development Finance is applicable oil and gas development and LNG. Requirements for natural resources development finance are: firstly, Japanese sponsors equity participation to upstream and downstream. Secondly, substantial quantity of energy and natural resources to be imported to Japan. Thirdly, contribution to enhancement of the ability of Japanese sponsored business in the future. I skip this page. This flip explains the typical finance scheme of the natural resources development finance. The project company is established by national oil and gas companies such as Gazprom and Rosneft in case of Russia. International oil companies such as Shell, ExxonMobil, and Total, and Japanese companies. The project company should have, firstly, upstream interest or license. Secondly, middle stream and downstream facility such as oil and gas pipeline and LNG facility. And thirdly, marketing of the products. The project company will sell the natural resources to Japan through long-term offtake contract. Then, JBIC provides loans to the Japanese companies and also the project company. I skip this page. Next topic: risk analysis in project finance related to offshore upstream development. Offshore upstream development usually requires so much money, therefore it is very difficult for companies to finance only by its balance sheet so project finance is needed in many cases. Among 22 projects I explained at part 1, 9 projects were supported by project finance. I skipped this page, sorry. This one also. This one also. From this page 18 to 21, I elaborated risk analysis and control matrix. I will not explain everything because it is so detailed, but for example, I would like to touch upon regarding LNG project number 5, procurement of raw materials. It is very important for LNG project finance to make sure sufficient resources reserves of raw material as feedstock of the LNG facility, and also supply arrangements that enable long-term and stable operation of the LNG facility. As risk control measure and mitigants, confirmation of the gas reserves by expert is very important. The point is not only volume itself, but how to extract the gas itself from the reserves and how to obtain pure feed gas if the origin gas is mixture of natural gas and other gases. Difficulty to extract gas or difficulty to purify feedstock gas, or long distance from the gas reserve to energy facility, therefore having to construct long distance gas pipeline. Those kind of things are risks of the project. The mitigants for such risks include, for example, the adequate allocation of gas resources, or securing alternative gas feedstock supply sources, introduction and application of reliable gas purifying technologies, and construction of gas pipelines in economically feasible manner. As case study today, I took up Australian Ichthys LNG project on which we finalized last December. The project is to provide and sell 8.4 million tons of LNG, LPG, and condensate annually through the development of an upstream gas and condensate field, the laying of a pipeline, and construction of liquefaction plants. The location is, as the map shows here, northwest coast of Western Australia as gas and condensate field, and Darwin as liquefaction plant location. Other sponsors, there are lots of Japanese companies such as Japanese Oil and Gas Development Company, Japanese gas companies, Japanese electric company, other international oil and gas company, Total, cooperates in the project. Many Japanese banks also participated as a co-financing lenders. Total financing amount is $16 billion, and even only JBIC's portion achieved as much as $5 billion, and this is the JBIC's record highest financing amount as a single project lending so far, which overcame the until this highest Sakhalin 2 Phase 2 projects. This flip explains the scheme of the financing. Sponsors established project company which will do upstream development, liquefaction plant construction and operation and maintenance of the LNG facility, and LNG sales to off-takers. EPC contractor constructs LNG liquefaction plant. As LNG off-takers, there are lots of Japanese companies such as Japanese electric companies, Japanese gas companies, and Japanese oil and gas development company, Korean company, Taiwanese company, and Total also participated as off-takers. As senior lenders, not only JBIC and Nexi, but also many other ECAs participated in the project such as Korean KXM and K-Shore, Netherlands Atradius, German Helmas, French Copas, and Australian EFIC. Features of the projects are like this. Firstly, this is the first project in which the Japanese oil and gas development company operates the entire project from the development of the gas and condensate field to the production of LNG and other petroleum products. The company's name is INPEX. Secondly, participating Japanese companies all together have approximately 70% of interest in the project. Thirdly, This project will contribute to ensuring Japan's long-term and stable access to energy resources. About 70% of the LNG from the project will be supplied to Japan. Finally, this project is one of the largest project finance loans ever in the international finance market. Next, legal framework for project financing in Russia. Legal framework for project finance in Russia is obviously one of the areas of investment and business climate in Russia which foreign investors and lenders would like to be developed and improved. These are the examples of areas of legal framework in Russia related to project finance about which more improvement and more development are desirable in order to attract more international investors and lenders to Russian market. For example, a possibility to take security on some types of assets such as bank accounts and licenses. Convenience and simplicity of taking security and perfection requirements. Simplicity of enforcement and practical application of enforcement remains to be developed and tested. Equal ranking security for syndicated or other multi-lender financing. Contractual subordination in insolvency proceedings. Effectiveness of shareholders' agreement. Effectiveness of provisions of local supply contracts, for example, take or pay. Investment by foreign companies with respect to strategic investment legislation. Final topic today is relevant factors for gas project development. When we consider developing a gas project, we cannot avoid thinking about the current dramatically changing gas market situation all over the world. These are the typical relevant factors for gas project development. Firstly, economic and energy growth in Asia. Energy consumption in Asia will increase double from 2010 to 2035, and even use of the gas will become more than triple, according to ADP's Asian Development Outlook 2013, published last month. Therefore, the current Russian policy to strengthen economic ties with Asia is obviously the right direction. And the Japanese government, Japanese companies, and JBIC also welcome such policy direction and have intention to cooperate in the regions, in particular, Far East and East Siberia. Secondly, shale gas revolution. The United States will change from importer to exporter of natural gas by 2020 to EIA's Annual Energy Outlook 2013, published last month. This development is obviously one of the game changers. As good news for Japan, as Mr. Tuhim of Gubkin Russian Shale State University introduced this morning, last Friday, the United States Energy Department authorizes Freeport LNG project to export LNG to countries that do not have a free trade agreement (FTA) with the United States, which includes Japan, from the Freeport LNG terminal. According to news resources, other LNG terminals which will export LNG from US to Japan will follow this trend. Thirdly, difference of gas prices across the world. Currently, Russian gas to Europe costs $410 per 1,000 cubic meters. However, Henry Hub spot price is $170, and Japan's current energy import price costs $600 or even $800. It's kind of 1.5 or 2 times of Russian gas price. After the Great East Japan earthquake and following Fukushima nuclear disaster, Japan has increased energy import from 70 million tons per year to 90 million tons per year. Japan recorded the highest trade deficit last year for the first time for these 13 years, which achieved $70 billion. And fuel cost of 10 Japanese electric companies amounted to more than $70 billion, it became double compared with before the Great East Japan earthquake. Obviously, suspension of operation of nuclear power impacted fuel energy costs of Japanese utility companies. So how to reduce the energy cost is now Japan's pressing and challenging issue. People naturally think about how to use this much of price difference across the world for reducing the gas import cost for Japan. Fourthly, Japan's energy policy. Energy mix is currently one of the hardest issues in Japan. The point is whether Japan allows restart of nuclear powers or not. That topic will become one of the most important policy issues at the coming election of Japan's upper house election, which will be held in July. If nuclear powers are allowed to restart in the future, it will change the percentage of reliance on LNG import of Japan. Methane hydrate is currently one of the most important Japan's offshore gas development projects. In March, Japan's government announced that through the world's first offshore methane hydrate production test, natural gas production from methane hydrate layers was confirmed. According to news resources, reserve volumes of methane hydrate in Japan amounts to more than 7 trillion cubic meters. That corresponds to about 100 times of Japan's annual consumption volume gas. But still, extraction of methane hydrate costs very expensive. It's about $1,200 per 1,000 cubic meters. Japanese people expect future technologies will contribute to reduction of cost. I listed up implications for gas project development. Firstly, price competitiveness is very important. Secondly, reliability and sustainability of gas delivery is very important. Japanese gas companies are very interested in details of the project, from which they are considering to purchase gas, even including gas reserves confidence. Speed of project development is very important, otherwise competitors would win the market. Continuous follow-up of energy policy is also very important. Energy policy has been very much influenced by the recent natural disasters and recent technology development. And at the same time, energy policy will influence future dependence on which energy resources. Finally, continuous follow-up technology is very important. Shale gas revolution is one of the obvious examples which we had never imagined could happen even just 5 years ago. From this page, JBIC's profile for your reference. Спасибо большое.
Спасибо, мистер Ивао. Есть ли у кого-то вопросы по тому, что было высказано? Да, пожалуйста. Пожалуйста, микрофон.
My question is, are you planning to participate in Vladivostok energy pool?
Yeah, actually, so the sponsored, potential sponsors, has already asked us to consider. But at the moment, still, final decision is not yet.
Пожалуйста, еще вопросы.
Как вы оцениваете стоимость газогидратного газа в настоящее время?
Будьте добры, представьтесь еще, пожалуйста.
Какова стоимость, по вашему предположению, Гусейнов, университет Губкина, какова стоимость добычи газогидратного газа, на ваш взгляд, сейчас?
You mean the cost? Okay. I just know only as I explained in the presentation, and it's only currently current cost is it's about $1,200 per 1,000 cubic meters. That means about $60 per MMBTU. But it's a current situation. So of course, future technology development will change the situation.
Спасибо. Еще? Если вопросов нет, огромное спасибо, мистер Ивао.